The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. In this short but powerful book, Wattles lays out a philosophy of wealth creation that blends practical advice with spiritual principles. He argues that getting rich isn't a matter of luck, competition, or exploitation, but of learning and applying certain universal laws of thought. Central to his teaching is the idea that by thinking in a certain way, with gratitude, faith, and a clear vision, anyone can attract wealth and success, contributing positively to the world. More than just a manual for material prosperity, Wattles' book is a guide to personal growth, creativity, and the belief that abundance is available to all who align their thoughts and actions with the principles of God or the universe. Wallace D. Wattles, born 1860 and died 1911, was an American writer and pioneer in the New Thought movement, and today we bring you a condensed version of his influential work, The Science of Getting Rich, written in 1910. Chapter 1. The Right to be Rich. Every person has a fundamental right to live a rich and full life. To live fully isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. To thrive, you need access to the resources, the opportunities, and conditions that allow your mind, body, and spirit to develop to their fullest potential. No one can live a truly complete life if they are held back by constant struggle, worry, or lack of means. Just like a plant needs soil, water, and sunlight to grow, human beings need financial resources to expand into the fullest versions of themselves. Poverty, despite what some philosophies may suggest, does not elevate the spirit. Instead, it often keeps people trapped in limitation, unable to fully explore their talents, gifts, and higher purposes. To desire wealth, then, isn't shallow or greedy, it's natural. The wish to be rich is simply the wish for a fuller, more expansive experience of life. You want food, comfort, art, beauty, travel, education, and leisure, not just for vanity, but because these things allow you to experience more of what it means to be alive. Religion and philosophy has sometimes taught that poverty is virtuous, but this is a distortion of truth. Poverty doesn't help anyone. A poor person can't be as generous as a prosperous one. A poor person may desire to contribute, but without resources their ability is severely limited. Only when you yourself have abundance can you effectively give, uplift, and improve the world around you. So recognize this: you have the right to be rich. You are meant to advance, to expand, to grow, and wealth is a necessary part of that process. Life isn't about shrinking back into fear or denial. It's about pressing forward into greater expression. To live a smaller life than you are capable of is to deny the potential placed within you. To pursue wealth, then, isn't selfish. It's a responsibility. By becoming rich, you place yourself in a position to live more fully, to give more freely, and to contribute more powerfully to the lives of others. To refuse wealth is, in a way, to refuse the very purpose of life, the expansion of your being. Chapter 2. There is a science of getting rich. Getting rich isn't a matter of luck, chance, or connections. It's governed by laws, just as certain as the laws of gravity or electricity. Anyone who learns and applies these principles will achieve wealth, regardless of where they start in life. This is what we mean by the science of getting rich. Just as a person can learn the science of engineering and build bridges, or study chemistry and create medicines, so too can a person study and apply the science of wealth creation to bring money and success into their life. Many people believe that wealth is limited, that if some have much, others must have less. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. There is no shortage of opportunity, resources, or ideas. What appears as lack is only a failure to understand how to access and use the inexhaustible supply of possibilities that already exist. Getting rich doesn't depend on cutting others down, hoarding resources, or exploiting people. Wealth comes by applying creative thought, not competitive struggle. The science of getting rich teaches us to create value, not simply to take it. When you align your thinking with the natural laws of increase, you will attract the opportunities, relationships, and ideas that lead to prosperity. This means that if two people are applying the science of getting rich correctly, both can prosper at the same time. Your wealth doesn't take away from mine, and mine doesn't diminish yours. In fact, the more people live by this science, the richer society as a whole becomes. The universe is intelligent, orderly, and abundant. There is no chaos in its operations. Just as a seed planted in good soil grows according to natural laws, so too does the seed of wealth grow when cultivated with the right thoughts, actions, and mindset. The key point is this: wealth isn't accidental. It's the result of thinking and acting in a certain way. Anyone, regardless of background, education, or circumstance, can apply this way and achieve riches. You don't need to be lucky, born into the right family, or chosen by fate. You only need to learn the principles and live by them with faith and persistence. If you commit yourself to studying this science, practicing its methods, and rejecting old beliefs of limitations, you will become rich. It's not a matter of if, only a matter of when. Chapter 3. Is opportunity monopolized? One of the most harmful beliefs people carry is the idea that opportunity is only reserved for a few, that the rich and powerful have already taken all the opportunities and leaving little for anyone else. This belief breeds discouragement and keeps many from even trying. The truth is that opportunity isn't monopolized or limited. No one can control the limitless supply of ideas, inventions, discoveries, and possibilities waiting to be expressed. The world may appear crowded in some industries or professions, but fresh doors are always opening for those who understand how to think and act in the right way. It's true that wealth has historically gathered in certain centers, large cities, key industries, or families with inherited power. But life isn't static. Wealth and opportunity move and shift constantly, following new ideas, new needs, and new technologies. Every day new industries are born, and with them come new fortunes. The person who follows the science of getting rich will never be limited by where they live, what family they were born into, or what resources they currently have. Opportunity can't be hoarded. It flows to those who align themselves with it. Consider this: every innovation creates demand for more. A single invention can open thousands of careers and businesses. When the automobile was invented, it didn't just create fortunes for car manufacturers. It also created opportunities in steel, rubber, glass, mechanics, road construction, oil, and countless related fields. The universe constantly expands, and with that expansion comes an ever-widening field of opportunity. No one is shut out of this process. The only thing that can keep you from wealth is your own failure to recognize and apply the principles. Even if you are in a poor environment today, you can move toward wealth by adopting the right way of thinking and acting. So put aside the idea that the rich control everything, that there is no room for you. Wealth isn't a fixed pie, where one person's gain is another's loss. It's an ever-growing field, and as you step into the science of getting rich, you step into a flow of unlimited possibility. Chapter 4. The first principle in the science of getting rich. The first great principle in this science is simple but profound, and it's this: thought is creative. Everything that exists in the world began as thought. Every building, invention, piece of art, or business was once an idea in someone's mind before it became a reality in the physical world. The universe itself is a manifestation of thought on a cosmic scale. This means that your thoughts are powerful. They shape the circumstances of your life. By thinking in a certain way, clear, definite, and aligned with abundance, you begin to attract the conditions that lead to wealth. Conversely, thinking in fear, doubt, or limitation creates conditions of struggle and lack. But thought alone isn't enough. Many people daydream about riches without ever experiencing them. The key is to think in a sustained and definite way, not just occasionally. Your mind has to be fixed on the vision of wealth, with faith that it's possible, and with the determination to act in harmony with that vision. The substance of the universe, the invisible energy from which all things are made, God, responds to thought. When you impress your thought of wealth on this substance, it begins to move resources, opportunities, and circumstances towards you. This isn't magic, it's law. Just like planting a seed in the earth sets in motion forces that bring about a harvest, planting a thought in the creative substance sets in motion the process of manifestation. So, the first step is to discipline your mind. You have to think truth instead of appearances. The appearance of poverty, limitation, or failure around you shouldn't shake your belief in abundance. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Hold fast to the vision of riches and act daily as though they are already on their way to you. The first principle is this: to think truth regardless of appearances and to hold your thoughts steadily on the riches you desire. Do this with faith and purpose, and you have taken the first step into the science of getting rich. Chapter 5. Increasing Life. The desire for riches isn't only natural, it's divine. Life itself seeks fuller expression, and in you, that expression takes the form of expansion, growth, and abundance. Every living thing is driven by the urge to grow. Grass pushes through the soil, trees stretch toward the sun, animals seek more territory and more life. Human beings, too, are meant to grow, and money is one of the essential tools that allows for growth. Wealth gives you the means to live more fully. It provides better food, better health, more freedom, and more opportunity for education, travel, and enjoyment. These things aren't luxuries. They are the natural outworking of life's desire to expand. To seek riches, then, is to cooperate with life itself. You're fulfilling the universal purpose when you reach for more. But it's important to understand this. Wealth comes only when you intend to use it to advance life, not just for yourself, but for all. Whenever you hold the vision of wealth, hold it with purpose of increasing life in yourself and in others. God, or the universe, responds to this expansive intention. When you seek riches for selfish reasons or out of fear and competition, you place yourself out of alignment with the universal flow. But when your purpose is to advance, to grow, to contribute, and to lift, then the whole power of life moves with you. So make this statement your guiding principle. I desire riches because I desire a fuller life, and I will use that fuller life to advance everyone connected with me. Chapter 6. How riches come to you. Riches don't come by chance, nor do they come just by hard work. They come through doing things in a certain way. You may know someone who works tirelessly yet stays poor, while another works less but prospers greatly. The difference doesn't lie in the amount of effort, but in whether or not the person is working in harmony with the laws of wealth. When you think in a certain way, you put yourself in touch with the invisible substance of the universe. This is God, which is always moving toward fuller expression. This substance, through its nature, responds to thought. If your thought is fixed on wealth, if you believe it is possible, and if you act in alignment with that belief, the universe begins arranging circumstances that brings riches into your life. Opportunities appear, people come into your path, ideas arise, resources shift. From the outside, it may look like luck, but in reality, it's the law responding to your thought. It's also important to understand that wealth doesn't usually come all at once, in a sudden windfall. Most often it comes gradually as you move steadily forward in your faith and action. This is why persistence is so crucial. If you give up because results aren't immediate, you break the chain of growth. But if you stay faithful, doing what you can each day in the right way, the results will compound. Above all, know this. Riches aren't given to you by other people. They come through people, yes, through employers, customers, clients, or partners. But the true source is God, the universal substance responding to your thought. So never depend on chance, inheritance, or charity. Put your trust in the steady operation of the law. Hold your vision, act faithfully each day. Do all that you can in the certain way, and riches must come to you. Chapter 7. Gratitude. Gratitude is the key that keeps you connected to the source of all wealth. When you give thanks for the riches that are coming to you, even before they arrive, you strengthen your faith and align your mind with abundance. Gratitude protects you from slipping back into thoughts of scarcity, fear, or competition. Every time you feel gratitude, you're affirming that the universe is friendly, abundant, and generous. You're declaring that you're already connected to supply, and the more gratitude you express, the more strongly you attract opportunities and resources into your life. Gratitude has to be sincere. It's not a mechanical ritual, but a genuine recognition that life is constantly giving to you. Even when things are small or beginnings are humble, be thankful. The feeling of gratitude turns your focus away from lack and fixes it on abundance. So make it a daily habit to give thanks for what you have now and for greater riches that are on their way. Say it, write it, feel it. The more you live in gratitude, the faster the law of increase works for you. Chapter 8. Thinking in a certain way. To think in the certain way is to fix your mind on abundance, to believe without wavering, and to refuse to be influenced by appearances of poverty or lack. This is perhaps the greatest challenge. The world is full of visible signs of struggle. You see people in poverty, hear news of financial collapse, or even face limitations in your own life. If you let these appearances control your thinking, you cut yourself off from the power of the science of getting rich. Instead, you must hold fast to the truth. There is an abundance for all, and the universe is moving you toward greater riches. Appearances are temporary. Reality is abundance. To think in the certain way, you must discipline your thoughts. Every time a thought of doubt, fear, or limitation arises, replace it with the vision of your desired wealth. Think and speak of prosperity, not poverty. Expect good things, and good things will come. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means recognizing a higher reality, that abundance is the truth behind all appearances. Just like a seed buried in the ground may look like nothing, but in reality contains a tree, so too do your circumstances contain hidden abundance waiting to unfold. Hold your vision. Think in the certain way. Don't waver. This mental discipline is the foundation of the science of getting rich. Chapter 9. How to use the will. Your willpower isn't meant to be used against the outside world, to force people or conditions into submission. That's the competitive way, and it leads to struggle. Instead, your will should be used on yourself, to hold your vision steady, to keep your thoughts aligned with abundance, and to guide your actions consistently in the right direction. Don't waste energy trying to control others. When you attempt to bend people to your will, you step out of harmony with the universal law, and you put yourself into the realm of conflict and resistance. True wealth comes from cooperation with the universe, not from fighting against it. Your task is simple. Keep your mind fixed on what you want with unshakable faith, and don't let doubts, appearances, or the opinions of others distract you. This is the proper use of the will. When you use your will in this way, on yourself, not others, you become a magnet for the conditions, people, and opportunities that will lead to wealth. Chapter 10. Further use of the will. Beyond steadying your vision, the will helps you stay focused on positive, abundant thought and away from negative influences. Every day you'll encounter people, news, and appearances that suggest lack, failure, or limitation. If you allow yourself to dwell on these appearances, you weaken your faith. The will is the guard at the gate of your mind. Use it to shut out negative thoughts, pessimistic voices, and fearful imaginations. Keep your attention only on abundance, on success, on the vision of what you want. This doesn't mean ignoring the struggles of others. It means not dwelling in them mentally. Instead of sinking into sympathy that drains you, rise into constructive thought that helps you see ways to contribute and create. The will enables you to live in the truth of abundance, no matter what appearances might suggest. Chapter 11. Acting in the certain way. Thinking by itself isn't enough. Wealth comes when thought is united with action. Every day, you must do what's in front of you to do, completely, efficiently, and with purpose. Don't wait for some future opportunity or ideal situation. Start where you are with what you have and do today's work in the best possible way. Action must be guided by your vision. Don't act randomly or with desperation. Every action should move you toward your goal. The person who works hard without direction often remains stuck, while the one who works with vision and intention moves steadily towards riches. Don't postpone. Don't procrastinate. Don't dream of a perfect time to start. The perfect time is now. The only time is now. Riches come to the person who takes immediate and consistent action in harmony with their vision. Chapter 12. Efficient Action. Success isn't about doing an extraordinary number of things. It's about doing each thing you do in an extraordinary way. Whatever task is before you, whether small or large, do it with excellence. Pour energy, focus, and attention into it. Efficient action is action that's purposeful, complete, and done to the best of your ability. Inefficient action wastes time and scatters energy. Efficient action multiplies results. You may do fewer things than someone else, but if you do them efficiently, you will produce greater outcomes. Don't confuse efficiency with hurry. Hurry is fear-based and leads to mistakes. Efficiency is calm, purposeful, and focused. To act efficiently is to act with faith, knowing that every step you take is part of the certain way to riches. Chapter 13. Getting into the right business. It isn't necessary to worry about finding the perfect business or profession. Wealth can be created in almost any field because the science of getting rich works universally. But it is wise to choose work that aligns with your talents, interests, and the current needs of society. If you're naturally skilled in a certain area and there's demand for that skill, then you can more easily bring value to others, and wealth flows to those who create value. But remember this, no business is closed to you if you apply the principles correctly. You don't need to change careers, abandon your current work, or wait for a lucky break. Start where you are. Wealth comes from doing things in a certain way, not from chasing after the best opportunity. Stay alert, though. If a clear chance arises to move into work that allows you to expand more fully, take it. Life always opens the right doors for those who are thinking and acting in harmony with abundance. Chapter 14. The Impression of Increase. The most powerful thing you can offer the world is the impression of increase. Every person you meet, every interaction you have, should leave others feeling that they are lifted, expanded, and moving forward because of you. People are naturally drawn to those that make them feel bigger, better, and more alive. If you give others this sense that dealing with you will help them grow, they will gladly connect with you, support you, and do business with you. To live this way, you must genuinely be committed to live in this way, you must genuinely be committed to increase, not just for yourself, but for everyone. Don't pretend. Truly desire for every person you encounter to advance in life. Whether you're an employer, employee, business owner, or neighbor, let your presence radiate the energy of growth. This impression of increase is irresistible. It will draw wealth, relationships, and opportunities to you like a magnet. Chapter 15. The Advancing Man. The advancing man or woman is one who is always moving forward, mentally, spiritually, and materially. This person lives by the science of getting rich and becomes a beacon to others. People admire and follow those who embody progress. If you're always expanding, always improving, always radiating growth, people will naturally want to associate with you. They'll bring you opportunities, business, and cooperation. To be advancing doesn't mean arrogance or showing off. It means quiet confidence, steady progress, and a genuine uplifting of others. Live each day as an advancing person, improving yourself, doing better work, thinking bigger thoughts, and wealth will flow steadily toward you. Chapter 16. Some Cautions and Concluding Observations. There are a few pitfalls to avoid on this path. Don't fall into competitive thinking, the idea that you have to take from others or fight against them for limited resources. Competition is a mindset of scarcity, and it cuts you off from the creative flow of abundance. Instead, focus always on creation, cooperation, and expansion. Don't let doubts creep in. Appearances can sometimes contradict your vision. Results may not come as fast as you like, but the law is sure. Hold your faith. Stay consistent. The process is unfolding even when you can't see it. Don't waste energy on envy, resentment, comparison, or any of the other lower emotions. These negative emotions weaken your connection to abundance. Rejoice in the success of others, knowing that their riches don't take from yours. And above all, remain steady in gratitude, vision, and action. The path isn't always easy, but it is certain. Chapter 17. Summary of the Science of Getting Rich. The principles of this science can be summed up simply. Number 1. There is a thinking substance from which all things are made and which fills the universe. This is God. Number 2. Thought impressed on this substance creates form. What you hold in your mind begins to take shape in reality. A person can form things in their mind, and by holding that thought with faith and gratitude, cause them to manifest in the physical world. 4. To do this successfully, you must think in this certain way, act in this certain way, and live in constant gratitude. 5. You must also do your daily work efficiently, with purpose and excellence, while always holding the vision of increase for yourself and others. Follow these steps faithfully, and riches must come to you. The science of getting rich isn't a theory, it's a law as real as gravity, and it works for anyone, anywhere who applies it with faith and persistence. Chapter 18. The Law of Receiving. In the science of getting rich, giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. You can't receive without giving, and you can't give without receiving. The flow of wealth is a circulation. When you provide value to others through your work, your products, your service, or even your presence, you open the channel for wealth to return to you. What you send out comes back multiplied. This is why it's essential to always give more in use value than you take in cash value. If someone pays you for a service or product, make sure they feel they received more than their money's worth. This doesn't mean you work for free or undervalue yourself. It means you over-deliver in quality, care, and intention. When people sense that doing business with you makes them richer in life, they will seek you out, return to you, and spread your reputation. The law of receiving is precise. The more life you give to others, the more life flows back to you. The universe rewards generosity, service, and value because they align with the law of increase. So ask yourself daily, am I giving more than I take? Am I advancing others as I advance myself? When the answer is yes, you place yourself in harmony with the unstoppable current of abundance. Chapter 19. Demonstration of Gratitude. Gratitude is more than a feeling. It's a demonstration. It must show up in your words, your actions, and your attitude. If you're truly grateful, it'll be evident in how you speak to others, how you treat opportunities, and how you handle your work. A grateful person doesn't complain, criticize, or dwell on problems. They look for the good, expect the good, and magnify the good. The world is drawn to grateful people. Employers, customers, and partners prefer to work with those who radiate appreciation and positivity. Gratitude makes you magnetic, and gratitude multiplies results. Every time you express it, you strengthen your connection with God, the source of supply. You tune your mind to abundance and open yourself to greater flow. So let gratitude become a practice, not just an occasional prayer. Write it, speak it, live it. Gratitude is the proof of faith, and faith is the foundation of riches. Chapter 20. The competitive mind versus the creative mind. There are two ways of thinking, competitive and creative. The competitive mind believes that resources are limited. It sees life as a struggle where one person's gain is another's loss. In this state of mind, people hoard, fight, cheat, or exploit in order to get ahead. But this path never leads to lasting wealth because it cuts you off from the infinite supply of the universe, God. The creative mind, on the other hand, sees abundance everywhere. It knows that wealth is created, not stolen. It understands that by adding value, uplifting others, and tapping into the infinite substance, riches flow freely without conflict. You must discipline yourself to stay in the creative mind. Don't think in terms of competition, shortage, or fear. Refuse to believe that anyone's success limits yours. Every time you catch yourself comparing or resenting, shift your thought back to creation. The creative mind builds, the competitive mind destroys. To grow rich, stay firmly rooted in creation, expansion, and faith in limitless supply. Chapter 21. Advancing towards riches. The path to wealth isn't mysterious, it's a steady progression. Think in the certain way. Hold your vision of riches with clarity and faith. Act in the certain way. Do today's work with purpose, efficiency, and excellence. Give more than you take. Provide value that leaves everyone you touch with the impression of increase. Live in gratitude. Stay connected with the source of supply through constant appreciation. Do these things consistently, and you will advance step by step into riches. The process is inevitable. You may not see dramatic results immediately, but just as surely as a seed grows into a tree, your steady practice of these laws will produce abundance. Never let discouragement turn you aside. If appearances seem slow to change, remember, the law is working invisibly, arranging people, circumstances, and opportunities on your behalf. Keep advancing, one day at a time. Chapter 22. The Certain Way Summarized. The certain way can be condensed into a clear pattern. 1. Form a clear mental picture of what you want. See it vividly and hold it constantly. 2. Have unwavering faith that what you desire is already moving toward you. Refuse to doubt. 3. Express constant gratitude for the supply you have and the riches that are coming. 4. Do every daily action efficiently with purpose and excellence. Leave nothing undone. 5. Give more in use value than you take in cash value. Leave every person and situation better for having dealt with you. 6. Stay out of competition. Operate only from the creative mind. 7. Persist. Don't give up. Stay steady until the riches manifest. This is the certain way. Anyone who practices it faithfully will become rich. The law cannot fail. Chapter 23. Final Instructions and Conclusion. Wealth isn't a mystery. It's the natural outcome of thinking, acting, and living in harmony with the laws of abundance. Don't complicate the process. Don't scatter your energy across many systems, superstitions, or conflicting philosophies. Just do these things. Hold your vision, act today in the certain way, and stay grateful. You don't need to worry about tomorrow. You don't need to fear lack. You don't need to depend on chance, inheritance, or charity. You are working with the law, God's law that never fails. If you persist, you can't be kept poor. Circumstances may shift, appearances may challenge you, but the law is greater than all appearances. Stay faithful, stay grateful, and stay advancing. In time, you'll find yourself surrounded by riches, not only money, but health, joy, relationships, opportunities, and every form of abundance. And when that day comes, you will not only have fulfilled your own right to be rich, you will have also become a source of increase to everyone around you, advancing life itself. That is the purpose of wealth. That is the science of getting rich. The end. Thanks for listening. If you like this condensed version of The Science of Getting Rich, and you would like to hear it narrated in its entirety, drop a comment saying, "I'd like to hear the whole thing." And if I get 10 requests, I will narrate the book in its entirety. Thanks for listening. Please drop a like and subscribe to our channel so that you won't miss as we release other motivational and inspirational content. Thank you again for listening. Peace and blessings be upon you and yours. Have a fantastic day.